53 BC, the Mesopotamian desert. 40,000 Romans march toward destiny. By nightfall, 20,000 will be dead, 10,000 enslaved. Rome's invincible reputation shattered. The weapon that destroyed them wasn't swords or spears, it was distance, mobility, and a rain of arrows that never stopped. This is Carrhae, the battle that proved empires have limits, and Rome just found theirs. Marcus Licinius Crassus wasn't born a general, he was born a deal-maker. While other Roman elites earned their reputation on battlefields, Crassus built his empire on real estate and slave labor. He owned Rome's fire brigade, literally. When your house burned down, Crassus showed up with his crew, but he wouldn't lift a finger until you sold him the property, at a discount, naturally. By 53 BC, he's worth an estimated 200 million sesterces. Modern billionaire territory, he's 1/3 of the first triumvirate alongside Julius Caesar and Pompey the Great. He has influence, he has power, but he doesn't have what they have. Caesar is carving up Gaul, writing his own legend in blood and conquest. Pompey has triumphed over pirates, kings, and entire nations. His name is synonymous with Roman might. And Crassus? He crushed Spartacus, a slave rebellion. Impressive, sure, but not legendary. Not the kind of glory that gets you statues and eternal fame. So Crassus looks east. Parthia, the sprawling empire stretching from the Euphrates to the borders of India. Rome's only real rival in the known world. Crassus sees opportunity, a quick war, a triumphant return, maybe even a nickname to rival the Great. There's just one problem. Crassus doesn't understand his enemy. The Parthians aren't like the Gauls or Germanic tribes. They don't fight in dense formations. They don't build fortresses and wait for siege engines. They fight on horseback. They strike from distance. And they have a weapon the Romans have never faced in such devastating numbers: the composite ball. Crassus doesn't care. He's assembled 40,000 men, 7 full legions plus auxiliaries and cavalry. The Senate grants him Syria as his province. He has a mandate, he has funding, he has momentum. Everyone tells him not to go. The Syrian governor warns him the terrain favors the Parthians. The Armenian king offers an alternate route through the mountains, safer with allied support. Even Roman traditions show dark signs. During the departure ceremony, a standard-bearer trips. Soldiers mutter about bad omens. Crassus ignores it all, because in his mind, this isn't a gamble, it's an investment. And Crassus has never met an investment he couldn't turn into profit. But the Parthians aren't interested in Roman money. They're not impressed by Roman reputation. And they've spent centuries perfecting a style of warfare that turns Rome's greatest strength, its heavy infantry, into a fatal weakness. Crassus is about to march his 40,000 men into the Mesopotamian desert. No supply lines, no local support, no backup plan, just confidence and greed. The Parthians are waiting, and they're ready to teach Rome a lesson it will never forget. May 53 BC, the Roman army crosses the Euphrates. Crassus chooses the direct route, straight through the Syrian desert. His guide, a local chieftain named Ariamnes, promises speed and surprise. What Crassus doesn't know, Ariamnes is on the Parthian payroll. He's leading the Romans exactly where the Parthians want them. The legions march in standard formation, heavy infantry at the core, cavalry on the flanks. Supply trains struggling in the rear. The sun hammers down. Water runs low. The terrain is flat, open, endless. No cover, no shade, just sand and heat, and the growing unease of 40,000 men who realize they haven't seen the enemy yet. Then on the horizon, dust. Not the dust of a few scouts, a wall of it rising like a storm. And from within that cloud comes a sound the Romans have never heard in battle before. Drums, kettle drums, deep, rhythmic, thunderous. The Parthians announce their arrival not with war cries, but with percussion. Psychological warfare before the first arrow flies, the dust clears, and the Romans see their enemy. 10,000 horsemen, no siege engines, no infantry blocks, just cavalry, light and heavy. The light horse archers wear leather and silk. The cataphracts, heavy shock cavalry, are encased in scale armor from head to hoof, both rider and horse gleaming like moving fortresses. Crassus orders the testudo, the turtle formation, shields lock. Legionnaires hunker down. It's a defensive masterpiece against frontal assaults. But the Parthians don't charge. They circle. The horse archers wheel around the Roman lines at full gallop, just out of javelin range, just close enough to unleash arrows. And these aren't ordinary arrows. Parthian composite bows made from wood, horn, and sinew can punch through Roman shields, through armor, through flesh and bone. The Romans hold formation. They've faced worse, right? Arrows run out. Cavalry tires. Eventually the enemy has to close in, except the Parthians don't run out of arrows. Behind the archers, a camel train, hundreds of camels loaded with nothing but ammunition. The Parthians have effectively unlimited arrows. They can shoot all day, and they do. Crassus sends his son, Publius Crassus, with a detachment of cavalry and Gallic auxiliaries to drive the archers off. Publius is young, brave, and eager to prove himself. He charges. The Parthians retreat. Publius pursues. His men follow. They're finally engaging the enemy, finally closing the distance. This is what Roman cavalry trains for. It's a trap. The Parthian horse archers lead Publius miles away from the main force. Then they stop retreating. The cataphracts appear. Heavy lancers smash into the Gallic cavalry. The horse archers wheel back and surround Publius on all sides. It's a massacre. Publius and his men are cut down in minutes. The Parthians decapitate him, mount his head on a spear, and ride back to the main Roman army to display their trophy. Crassus sees his son's head held high above the enemy lines. The psychological blow is catastrophic. Morale shatters. The legions tighten their formation, but they're still standing in the open desert, still being shot, still dying without ever swinging a sword. The Parthians introduce a new tactic, the Parthian shot. As they gallop away, seemingly in retreat, the archers twist in their saddles and fire backward. It's disorienting, demoralizing, deadly. Romans start breaking ranks. Some try to charge. They're cut down in the open. Some try to retreat. The arrows follow. There's no winning move. The Parthians control distance, tempo, and terrain. By nightfall, the Romans are surrounded. No reinforcements. No escape route. Crassus orders a retreat under cover of darkness. They abandon their wounded. Thousands of legionnaires left behind to be slaughtered or enslaved at dawn. The survivors stagger toward the town of Carrhae, bloodied, broken, and still being hunted. Rome's unstoppable war machine has been reduced to a mob of desperate men running for their lives. And the Parthians aren't done yet. Crassus reaches Carrhae with what's left of his army, maybe half, bloodied, dehydrated, traumatized. The Parthians don't storm the walls. They don't need to. They just wait. The Roman command is fracturing. Officers argue. Some want to hold position. Others demand they push for the Armenian border. Crassus, for the first time in his life, has no plan, no leverage, no way to buy his way out. the Parthian commander, Surena, sends an offer, a meeting, to discuss terms, safe passage for the Romans in exchange for territorial concessions. It smells like a trap. Everyone knows it. But what choice does Crassus have? His officers urge caution. His men are dying. The Parthians control the desert. If Crassus refuses, they'll be picked off piece by piece. If he accepts, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance for survival. Crassus agrees to meet. He rides out with a small retinue of officers. Surena greets them on horseback. The Parthians offer Crassus a horse, a gesture of goodwill, they say. Roman custom forbids generals from mounting enemy horses, but Crassus hesitates. His officers grow suspicious. Voices rise. Then chaos. A scuffle breaks out. Swords are drawn. In the confusion, Crassus is cut down. Some accounts say the Parthians kill him deliberately. Others claim it was his own officers trying to pull him back. Either way, Marcus Licinius Crassus, the richest man in Rome, dies in the dirt outside Carrhae. The Parthians take his body. According to legend, Surena orders molten gold poured down Crassus's throat. A final, poetic humiliation. Here is the gold you thirsted for. Whether it actually happened doesn't matter. The symbolism is perfect. Crassus came for glory and riches. He got neither. Back at the Roman lines, word of Crassus's death spreads. What little discipline remains evaporates. Some soldiers surrender. Others try to flee into the desert. The Parthians hunt them down. By the time the killing stops, 20,000 Romans are dead. Another 10,000 are captured, marched east into Parthian territory, never to see Rome again. The legionary eagles, the sacred standards of Rome, are taken as trophies. It's not just a military defeat, it's a symbolic catastrophe. Those eagles represent Roman invincibility, and now they're decorating a Parthian palace. Surena parades the captured Romans through Parthian cities. He stages a mock Roman triumph, dressing prisoners in women's clothing, forcing them to play the role of defeated enemies in a twisted parody of Roman pageantry. It's psychological warfare on a civilizational scale. Rome is shaken to its core. One of the most powerful men in the Republic is dead. 7 legions decimated, thousands enslaved, the eastern frontier in flames, and all of it because one man wanted glory he didn't earn. The Senate receives the news in silence. There's no triumph, no honors, just the cold realization that Rome, invincible Rome, has limits. And those limits were drawn in the sand at Carrhae. Carrhae changes everything. Rome doesn't collapse, but it learns. The dream of endless eastern expansion dies in the Mesopotamian desert. The Euphrates River becomes the boundary, not by choice, by necessity. For centuries, Rome and Parthia will stare at each other across that line, trading blows, signing treaties, but never achieving total victory. The captured legionary eagles haunt Rome for a generation. Emperors will later negotiate, bribe, and threaten to get them back. When Augustus finally retrieves them through diplomacy 30 years later, it's celebrated as a propaganda victory, because Rome never forgot the humiliation. But the real legacy of Carrhae isn't about eagles or territory. It's about tactics. The Parthians proved that mobility beats mass. That distance is a weapon, that you don't need to match your enemy's strengths. You exploit their weaknesses. The Roman legion was designed to crush infantry in close combat. It was unstoppable in that arena, so the Parthians simply refused to enter that arena. It's asymmetric warfare at its finest, and military commanders will study it for the next 2,000 years. Crassus wanted to be remembered alongside Caesar and Pompey. He got his wish, just not the way he imagined. Caesar conquered Gaul and became dictator. Pompey commanded fleets and armies. Crassus, he's the cautionary tale. The man who had everything except the one thing that mattered, respect for his enemy. Arrogance killed him, greed blinded him, and 40,000 men paid the price. The Parthians didn't just win a battle, they sent a message. The East would not be conquered, not by legions, not by reputation, not by Rome's sense of inevitable destiny. Carrhae stands as proof that empires have limits, that technology and tactics evolve, that yesterday's invincible army is tomorrow's catastrophe if it refuses to adapt. Crassus marched into the desert chasing glory. He found a grave, and Rome found its boundary.